Hi guys, this is Crossy of Eclipse Gaming TV and welcome to part 2 of my Boyhood Dream series. And what a start to the series we had last time out. We signed our talisman, our star, Emile Heskey, and after scoring a cracking goal he got himself crocked as we were involved in our very first game in a 10-goal thriller which we came up on the wrong end of, a 7-3 loss to the Milton Keynes Dons, and less than a week in and we find ourselves having to face off against the almighty Wolves, which is a little bit depressing and maybe not the best thing in the world for us, but you never know, we can always hope. So Heskey's out for about 2 weeks, maybe just under that if we get lucky. And I think I'm going to go for a rotated squad. A couple of reasons for it, one of them being fitness, and two, because I've got a lot of players where even though I've been a Gillingham fan since the age of 7, I haven't been for a season or two, or haven't been very much anyway, so I don't know the players that well, and this would be a good chance to give them a run out. So I'll give you an overview of who's going to be in the team for us, but what I'm also going to show you really quickly, which I did promise, is makes it quite interesting, quite exciting, is that you can jump in now and take charge of training if you want. So you can see down there my stats are quite balanced but also quite realistic for this level, and I'm taking the attacking and shooting side of things, and it's all pretty much spread out that way. Aside from that, well, it's all very much like you would expect to see with the old training system. It's not changed a whole lot from the previous game, FM2015. Here we need to put a bit of legwork in. I notice actually that I don't have control of the match preparation, so I'll jump around and figure out how that can actually be changed, because we need to get this focus onto defending, which we have done actually. Big focus on defending, so that's probably got something to do with how we have been performing. What we know from FM 2014 is if you leave match preparation to your staff, they just work on team cohesion every week, and it just doesn't work out that well. So I might run that as a test actually and see if things do change depending on how the team actually performs and where the strengths and the weaknesses lie. But what I'll show you now then is the team that we are going to be running with. So Stuart Nelson is in goal. Courtney Houser is back in. I feel like I need to throw him back in after that abysmal performance in the last game. I think his rating was about 3.7 when I hauled him off. And the 37-year-old Lewis Carey could do with a rest. John Egan alongside him. Matt Fish gets his opening game out in the right wing. Got a lot of pace and very good going forward. And Joe Martin holds the left-back spot. Because we are a little short of quality up front, until we get Heskey back, I was going to be playing Cody Mack up top, but trying to rotate, and our chances of success here are very, very slim. Hoping that Wolves put out a very weak team, so I'm going to rest him and keep him fit for the league, the way things have just started out. We've got Linganzi and Pritchard, who are both best in the defensive midfield role, which I'm quite happy with. Loft is going to slot into central midfield alongside Bradley Dack. And then up front, we've got Antonio German, and you have seen him before. Pretty much all pace and not a whole lot else. As far as potential to develop, well, he's got potential to be 3.5-star player compared to this team, so not far behind McDonald and Heskey, but as you can see, this is the best option we've got. He's pretty much a leading conference player, and we are short on strength in depth. And also behind him, Jermaine McGlashan. Good dribbling numbers, and again, very good pace. Matt Fish at right back is very good at running at people. Douglas scored a goal in his opening game for us last season. So we are really going to try and hit Wolves with a bit of pace and see what happens. But I can almost guarantee they're going to send out their kids who have got pace and not a lot else yet, and this may not work out too well. But never mind. It is all about the league after all, and since I have a feeling we are going to struggle to even survive and keep our heads above water, focusing on the league is definitely not a bad thing. Let's see. And let's get to this. We're going to stick with the format that we went to with the Dover series, where I will be playing at least 2 games in virtually every part, because that seemed to be quite popular. Just wanted to say also thank you guys very much for your support so far in this series. It looks like it could be well received at very early doors, so thanks a lot for that, and very good to have you with me. Any feedback that you have, if you're new to the channel and haven't seen my videos for Football Manager, then please let me know if there's anything I can do to improve. Yeah, and things I can do better. I do like to take constructive criticism on board, and compared to when I started this 9 months ago, whatever it was, things have definitely changed in a few areas. And we're underway. Wolves' first attack. Matt Fish well in, and Nelson scoops up. So we've fended off the first attack. That's a good sign. Better than we did in the last game. Dak with a long-range effort, and we've earned ourselves a corner 2 minutes in. Good delivery from Martin will set us up well. No such luck. Got to watch the fitness of Linganzi, because he is... Oh, wow. Far too easy. Far too easy. So he's letting the side down in this one. Who was that? Doggy Loft, club captain. Goal on debut. It's caught napping there. A very good save from Nelson. Very pleased to have Nelson between the sticks. Very strong player at this level. I think Jules were quite lucky to get him in League 2 for him to make that drop, but he's gone for it, wanted regular football. And he will certainly get that. I've got no complaints in that particular position. Matt Fish well in again. Not known for his defensive prowess from what I've seen of him, but lightning going forward, very dangerous on the attacking side of the field. Liam McAlinder with his second goal of the game. Far too easy. Egan heading clear. And he's left completely unmarked. Just wanders back on side. Egan not close enough to him. Charleston McGlashan to run. Uses dribbling and his pace, which didn't work out that well. Did find ourselves on the attack, but hasn't come to anything. Good save from Nelson. Prevented the 43-minute hat-trick. Courtney Hauser struggling. And Linganzi could do with a breather. Right, so a few adjustments needed here. Just got to throw everything at this. Could be risky, but got to give it a go. Right, and then substitution. Who can I throw in? Right, okay, so let's go with that. Leon Legg going to throw in. He's actually a centre-back, but we're a little short on players that can slot into that defensive midfield role. I know I have been warned in the past about playing people out of position. I can think of a number of players that have sort of pushed from centre-back into that midfield role, defensive midfield role, and it's worked well. Nearly an own goal there, I think. Nelson hacks it clear. Couple of yellow cards for us, bringing players down, and we've got a chance for an attack here. Chance for German to work something good ball into Bradley Dack, who has had a couple of cracks at goal, to be fair to him, but has found orange shirts, nothing else in both of those attempts. Let's give Cody Mack a little run out up top, see what he can do. He's on the ball, finds McGlash and Pritchard going for a long-range effort. Dougie Loft taken down, couple of players going down in the box. No penalty for us though, unfortunately. McGlash has taken a knock, so we'll give Brennan Dickinson a run out. Again, more pace. And chance for Dickinson to get him behind. It looks like he's running through treacle. Doug Loft, hefty challenge. Hans Regan, Route 1 stuff. Dickinson brings it down. That's a really good effort, actually. I like that. One thing I can say is that we do look threatening when we do get an attack going, which isn't often enough. And we're not very solid at the other end. All things to work on. And it is unfortunately a 2-0 loss, but hopefully a bit of a money spinner for us. A home tie against the Championship side, a side that were involved in the Premier League for a number of seasons. Tell lads that we're not that happy about that. And how much was the attendance? Wow, my English is really letting me down today. Let me see if I can find the attendance. So 3,888. That's shocking. That's less than the Gills actually get for a home game. Thought we would have done a little better out of that, to be honest, but it looks like that wasn't quite the case. I mean, we took 50,000 up to Wembley for the playoff final, 2001. Wiped out Wigan, and when you look at their time in the Premier League, I think they had a better run of things all in all since that game. Right, okay, well, 2 defeats on the spin, but we need to bounce back from that. That was always going to be a tough ask against Championship opposition. Yeovil next opponents. Let's have a look and see how they got on in their first game in a minute. Against Yeovil, right. So if there are any players that stand out to me just as I flick through. Joel Grant, ex-Portsmouth, I think. Okay, aside from that, not a lot. But how did they get on in their opening game? So 1-0 win, I know, 4-3 extra time against Plymouth in the Cup. And they suffered a home defeat to Doncaster in their first league game. So kind of down there with us after one game played. Not a whole lot you can read into that though, to be honest. And just out of interest, actually, I'll have a look and work out when Emile Heskey is going to be back. Now, this is interesting. 62 appearances and 7 goals for England. We don't get many international players rocking up to the Gills to play. Quite surprised we've managed to pull this off, actually. It was a bit of a scalp. I noticed in FM2015, because I set Gillingham as my favourite club, that we actually managed to get ex-England man Darius Vassell a few times there as one of the players that came in. Let's go to see if he's actually in the game. No, doesn't look like it. Just see how many England caps that he had. An interesting one to take a look at, but 8 to 12 days before we get Heskey back, so looks like Swindon's going to be a bit too close for him, but maybe the Barnsley game would be a chance for him to make his return. We shall see. Even that might be pushing it, actually, which is a shame. Okay, next match then, let's jump straight into this. So I'll throw in a quick pick first of all and see what's recommended. And this isn't... This is interesting. Not quite what I had in mind. Let's see if I can make a few adjustments. So Cody Mack up top, yeah, that's a given. Doug Loft in his best position in attacking midfield, in the hole. Dak and Hessenthaler, Carey, Pritchard. Is there someone I can throw in that defensive midfield spot instead of Carey? Because I'm worried about Courtney Hauser now. He's been performing so far. I think, yeah, I'm going to do that. Fish had a better game than Hoyt did as well, and is pretty much still there on the fitness. Right, so I'm going to throw Linganzi in. And then I've got Leon Legg and Gavin Hoyt can play centre-back as well. Gavin Hoyt sounds familiar. Let me just have a look and see if there's any club history. Oh, that's right. So he's the ex-Arsenal Gavin Hoyt. Didn't play that much football for them. A few loan appearances. And then he's dropped down to sort of League 2, League 1 level. Okay, fair enough. I'll go with that. Is he related to... I have a feeling he might be related to Justin Hoyt, who got a few more appearances for Arsenal. Yeah, Justin Hoyt, Millwall, 29-year-old. Did he get some first-team appearances for Arsenal? Sunderland? Yes, he did. Okay, fair enough. And then Middlesbrough. So that's a lad with the Premiership experience and still playing in the Championship. Right, got it. And that's one of my flatmates setting off the smoke alarm if you're listening to that. Right, so let's get to it. Not sure how good my microphone is if it manages to pick up stuff like that. Right, okay, so fingers crossed. We're going for a fairly defensive formation, I think you can say here. Packing the centre of the midfield means we've got to worry and be careful that we're not caught by the two wide players, though. Right, so let's get to it. Show the wide players onto their weaker feet. Going hard on two strikers, show him who's boss. Let's try and G the lads up. There's no point in getting down on them too early. Joe Martin, ball in. Bradley Dack goes for a long-range effort, and he seems to like lashing those as old Dack. Joe Martin, though, is crocked. And that's a little bit worrying, because I'm a bit short on cover at left-back. I can throw Hoyt in there, who can slot in. That's fine. There's a chance for Linganzi to crack one. I don't think I've set up set piece takers. Might need to get onto that and have a look and make sure I've got the right players in those positions. Chance for Jake Hessenthaler to have a run. His dad, Andy Hessenthaler, club legend, is assistant manager, and Carey nearly got on the end of that. Chance for Dougie Loft to hack in, and Jake Hessenthaler, very soft shot, easy stop for the goalie. John Egan looking solid. Needs to be solid again. And the offside trap happens to work. Linganzi, couple of efforts, one into the wall, and then lashes it again and goes for the top corner. Keeper able to pluck that out of the air. Bradley Dack this time goes for it off the bar, and that is a penalty. Dougie Loft taken down, and that's a red card as well. Wow. So it's down to the captain. Can we take the lead here? The Oval down to 10 men. Cody Mack taking a knock. And that's pure power, that is. Pretty much knocked the keeper into the back of the net. I'm not sure there was any placement in out of this. Check it out. Boom. Stop that. There's a challenge for you. Alright, okay. So I am going to try and take control of the game, try and get a little more attacking, but also be careful of the counter-attacks and try and make that man advantage work and just grind them down if I can. Right. Give the lads a well done. Try and keep it positive. Hour played now. Good ball in, and Doug Loft with his second of the game, third of the season. I think he's going to be quite useful to us in that spot in the hole. Hessenthaler linking up with Hoyt on his favoured right boot. And there's Doug Loft jumping with the goalkeeper and three defenders coming out on top. I think, looking at the fitness of a few of these players, I'm going to make a few adjustments. So Lewis Carey can take Linganzi's spot. Got Leon Legg is going to slot in at centre back. And then who do I fancy giving a run out up front? I'll go with Luke Norris. Give a reminder about him if I can. So 2.5 star potential, or 2.5 star ability with the potential to be a very decent player for us. Finishing of 14 and decent free kicks and passing stats. So already not in a bad position, and he certainly knows where the goal is. Got a little bit of pace as well to work with, so it'll be interesting to see how he works out. From what I remember at the moment, he's pretty much a good League 2 player. But if he can make the difference for us, then hey, I don't mind. Oh God! So Jake Hessenthaler gets crocked. Right, and that's all my substitutions used. So I'll push Pritchard up. Have the one holding player. And Foley luckily heads over. And yeah, aside from any catastrophic failure, which didn't take place, thankfully. I know we had some shockers in the Dover series in FM14, if anyone was watching that. We are able to come through with a very solid 2-0 victory with a few players not in the side due to fitness issues, and we haven't even got Emile Heskey out there, so that is a good sign going forward. So congratulations to the lads, and let's see where that's put us in the table. So we're up to mid-table, but 3 points from a possible 6 with 2 games played. That's not a whole lot to write home about. But very positive stuff. Club captain Doug Loft slotted home the penalty and then grabbed a second goal as well, just to out-jump the defenders. So he's a player that I'm looking forward to seeing how he pushes on. Not someone I know a whole lot about, and I think what I will do is we get achievements for our first clean sheet and first victory. And that's the first I've managed to achieve in any of the saves I've got running on Football Manager, which isn't a good sign. Right, so we have got Joe Martin out for 2 to 3 weeks. That's not the end of the world. I'll leave that to the physio. Luke Norris debut. And let's have a quick look at Doug Loft before we call the part. So pretty much fighting around League 1, League 2. Went from Brighton, Dagenham and Redbridge. Stayed at Port Vale for 5 seasons. And then came to us on a free transfer. So he knows this sort of level. 37 games, 9 goals for Port Vale last season, which we are more than happy to have all the experience we can get, which is great. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this part. So catch us next time. If you've enjoyed this, then please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. There's plenty of good stuff for Football Manager and otherwise that will be on there. Any comments, feedback, suggestions, etc., then drop that in the comment section for me below, and I will read those and take them into account. But until next time, thank you very much.